Hey everyone, welcome to the Relationship Smith Show. We are live. Let's go back to this is a great segue. Jennifer, you don't do it. I assume the director, but how does your team deal with asking people if they'll consent to be filmed when they're very emotional?
You know what? We have, and I think Karen will agree, we have a fantastic director who's directed the last three seasons. Well, the three seasons that we've done. Andrew.
Three of many.
Yeah, exactly. And Andrew, he's anyway, like I have over 30 years experience in factual television. And I have to say that Andrew is one of the best interviewers because he just, I don't know, he's able to connect with people. He's able to just, hey, can we take you in this moment? If they say no, he's like, okay, we'll revisit you later and we'll see what happens. And he's had some challenges, and it doesn't matter. Like, I find it interesting. It doesn't matter what storyline or what's going on. He will just kind of go, okay, we'll revisit you later and see if you're okay with this. And he's been able to get people to open up incredibly, which I like, kudos to him.
Andrew has a kind heart.
So you work with him too a lot,
yeah,
Karen?
Exactly. Yeah. Andrew is Andrew is the director, and he's also behind a camera. So he is also with us. I mean, Andrew has jumped inside storage bins, trying to get the perfect picture of whatever we found in there. He's had to talk to people who we've sold the items to. He's just a very kind heart.
Yeah.
That's so he's a cross between a perfect mix of learned skills and unteachable skills. Talking
really
with
is.
people and getting them to sympathize and being an empath is very hard.
Exactly.
And I don't think I've been fortunate on this show that I think I've won some hearts. I've gotten to that place with some people, and I think it's something I couldn't teach either. Either you can get there or not, but like the directing stuff and you do the hard thing to get the best shot, and that's also hard to find. But finding somebody who does both,
yeah, exactly.
That's an incredible.
wonderful.
We've had so many story editors on the show who've been like digging into the footage, and they found, the answers. They found the questions and the answers that they've needed, because he always covers everything. And as you probably know, that's very rare to find somebody who's that good.
It's hard to find to go through that footage and edit, but when you know the answer's probably there, you get that second wind of, all right, I'll find it. It's Andrew.
Exactly.
It helps the whole process. I totally get that. And Karen, when you work with your daughter in the store, and I call it the set, even though it's the store, but on TV, on the show, and in the store, so she's with you in basically two jobs, in front of the camera for part of it. How has this changed your relationship with her?
I think Kate and I are tighter because of it. Kate's worked for me for many years since she was 18, coming and earning money after school and stuff. I rely on Kate. Kate's responsible. I mean, have we gotten to tiffs because she sells stuff for too low? Maybe once or twice. But a lot of our kids start in our thrift stores. The CEO, AL, his children have all worked in my thrift stores. A lot of our we are a family, and we embrace our family. We bring them in, and Kate's one of them. And she's brilliant. Kate's brilliant. She's going to have a wonderful life.
I noticed her immediately on the show as that's someone. Like, it wasn't just like a passing character, or like it was the first minute of the show. I'm like, and then they said it was your daughter. I'm like, oh, well, but still.
I'll tell her that. She'll appreciate that. But she, I mean, she's very much like her mother, and she's walking into her own. And I think Kate's got a extroverted personality because she is the youngest of 5 children. So she had to be loud to be noticed.
I'm the youngest of 5, and I had to be loud to be fed.
Yeah, and so does Kate. Kate needs to be loud so that she's noticed, so she doesn't get lost in the shuffle. She also has to stand her ground because she's the youngest. And that all works.
In my family, my sister has a clip of hair, her hospital bracelet, photos from the second she was born all the way until she was 10.
Kate doesn't even have a baby book.
Yeah, thank you. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't just my mom.
Yep, totally. First kid gets all that stuff, and it kind of all wears away by the time you get to the fifth kid.
I show up in a photo at about 5 years old next to a brother.
Yep.
I was lucky to be in the shot. But I will tell you this, the greatest thing about being the youngest, and Kate and I commiserate, the oldest hate us because we didn't have any of the rules. But we were left to figure it out on our own. And I think that was a strength. By the time my parents got to me, they were too tired to follow me and follow the lies and verify that I was actually staying where I said I was staying. So I got away with murder, but I had to think it out. I had to win like my wins. It was like constant, like me trying to. So I think that's why the youngest are always, of large families, are always a little bit wily or able to figure out things before their siblings. And I don't care if my brother's watching this.
Yeah, I think Kate's pretty independent. You know, now she runs stores for me. You know, she doesn't just work with me. Now she runs them. And she's got a university degree. She just graduated from university in June. So,
congratulations.
You know, yeah. So I'm proud of her. She's happening. She's really happening.
It's amazing. Hey, let's take a quick break here. First off, I want to admit, if anybody has questions watching right now on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, wherever we're streaming, DLive, free to put your questions in chat. We were taking questions about the show Pets and Pickers from Karen Camachi, who is a thrift store manager, all the thrift stores that help support the RAPS veterinary hospital. And we have Jennifer. Your name's not in front of me, Jennifer. Macaulay. I know it. I even had the naming thing in my head, Macaulay Culkin. Slipped my mind. I apologize. If you want to support RAPS, find out more about the show, find out more about the thrift stores, find out more about RAPS and their beautiful mission of no-kill shelter. They have an animal shelter with 400 cats, 500. How many cats?
About 500.
How many pounds of cat poop?
40 tons of cat litter.
Yeah, that's a lot.
400 cans of cat food a day.
These people all care about animals. They all do the best they can for every animal that walks in that door. That's the reason I wanted them on the show when offered the opportunity. Please find ways to support the show, support the thrift stores, support RAPS. And also, like I say, get your questions in if you have them. This is a lot. And I do want to point out that if this video gets out there, if there are veterinarians who want to do more charity work, want to help out in a lot of the ways that RAPS is doing, they will talk to you. This is a plan. This is something that they have that you could look at physically and then talk to experts who made it work, including, I'm sure Karen will come and tell you how to run the thrift stores. It's just, I want to see this happen in my hometown, and I'm going to, next time I go to the vet, ask them if they can start working on it, because I could speak for everybody on our side of the stream here. We're all pet fans. We all want the best for all animals. We all love rescues, and this is a very wonderful thing. So again, get your questions in, spread the word. This is an important thing that we're covering now, I think. And also, I want to mention we have some upcoming stuff. I don't have the date in front of me unless Josh has the slide for Uwe Boll, producer, director, writer. We'll be interviewing him Saturday, July 27th. You want to tune in for that. We're going to ask all the questions you don't think we're going to ask. And we're going to talk about his new movies coming up, including Run, which just finished filming, and that has names all over it. You're going to see this movie. It's going to be great. We also have coming out on Thursday, August 1st, we're interviewing Annie Chen, who spent her whole life learning how to dance until an operation kind of changed her plans to be a dancer. And now she's an actor, a voice coach, a voice actor, a movement artist, and a coach who's currently doing just amazing things. She's on Lego Friends and Polly Pocket. She's guested on Schitt's Creek. Please tune in. We're going to dig into her story pretty deep. And I'd also want to mention that tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock, our interview with Natalie Boll is going live, and you get to find out a lot about her projects, and Tribella.com, which is a social media company she's going to bring to life that will hopefully fix a lot of problems we have going on. So I just wanted to get our plugs out there and your plugs. And then we're going to go into, if we have any questions from fans, now's a great time to get it up. Zaz and Josh, please pipe in with anything that you have on anything we've covered, because Our next questions are all over the place, so a lot more random. So as you're muted. I know.
Of course I knew that. Only a crazy person would sit there and talk and talk and talk and not know they're muted.
I'm pretty
right?
sure that's your Star Trek thing. Once per show, you have to be muted.
Yeah. You're just going to see me yapping away in the background, and meanwhile, you can't hear me. But deep down inside, I think it's probably best for the show, so I don't derail everything. So
You're both encouraged
shoehorned the Star Trek in there, huh?
Thank you.
You did
I have a
shoehorn the Star Trek.
reference.
And honestly, I'm sorry, Jennifer and Karen. I apologize again. Derailing. This is what I do. You can't use that as an out, Nathaniel. You can't say I'm going to make a Star Trek joke reference and that be your reference. That's not fair. You are corking your bat.
Jennifer, as a producer, 30 years in television, behind the camera, can that count as a Star Trek reference?
It's funny because I'm actually a big Star Trek fan. Well, years ago, not the movies, but the series, right? And I watched them religiously. So
yeah,
that
counts if that doesn't.
Hey, I found a Star Wars script inside a storage locker.
Stop it.
oh,
I did.
How much?
I got like $15, Karen. Let's.
Well, the big question, which one?
It was cool.
let's start
It had little notes written in the columns. It was inside a bag that said, "Oh, don't open this bag."
That was your cross promotion to all the other TV shows out there, include all podcasts. You could have just walked this around to every Star Trek nerd.
I mean, at
resale
that point,
pawn show. That's huge. Would you remember which Star Wars it was?
I don't actually. I don't remember which one it was. All I know, it was the fourth edit in the movie. Like it says fourth edit. So they wrote the script. It was edited, and I got the fourth one. And then there was notes in the margins from people.
Was it part of the show, Karen? I can't remember.
I don't know if you know what? I think we filmed it around the time of the pilot.
Oh, okay.
I think it was part of the pilot.
About it, but I don't remember seeing it. So
yeah, I think we filmed it around the time of the pilot.
Yeah,
like a documentary around that. Yeah, I mean, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, I found some really cool stuff. Really, really, really wildly cool stuff.
That's true.
I have an idea with my. I've been doing tons. I mean, as an adult, except with money to spend, for 30 years now. And I can verify there's cool stuff out there. I'm also a collector of lost art. So cameras with film and old cameras with film in it. I used to get them developed. Now I'm afraid of what I might get developed and have my name on.
I am your girl. You should come up here because, I have reels and reels of people's old home movies. I have all sorts of stuff.
I will buy anything 8 or Super 8 off of you. There are YouTubers who do nothing, who take VHS tapes that are found at thrift stores blanks, not like with movie titles on it.
Yeah.
Maybe if it's taped from TV, that will buy those from you in bulk.
Wow.
So
I get them by, I want to say by the ton, but I could certainly fill a storage locker with the amount of reels and home movies and all that sort of stuff. Tons.
We're going to talk after the show. And also want to point out, because I'm pretty sure this Star Wars reference will go viral, and I'm going to drop it there. So if anybody wants any more information, you have to go to the thrift store in Vancouver and talk to Karen in person to find out what happened to that script and see any footage of it filmed.
I think we auctioned that script off when I found it. But as far as the movie reels, I have tons.
Cool. Jennifer, you had something
movies, whatever. You got her.
No, I was just going to talk about, going to yard sales and so I was in Toronto for many years before I ended up in Montreal, and I go to yard sales to see fails. I love to see clay, people who had done clay,
okay,
failed. So I have a lot of things that are warped and unusual. And anyway, I don't know. I have this.
That is a coffee table book.
Yeah.
That is a coffee table book.
Things that are little. I was like,
I would like to see that.
Like that. Yeah.
I would love to actually go through that and see that stuff, because I like the weird stuff. There's a whole Facebook group for bad taxidermy that's huge.
You know what?
Fails.
You know what? One storage locker we found had a magnificent stuffed eagle in it. Of course, we're an animal charity, so that's not going to happen. But
Tough,
we
yeah.
have found, I don't know how many taxidermy. I found a bomb in
I'm
a
sorry,
storage
hold on.
locker, like a bomb, a real bomb, and I'm an idiot because one of Marty, if you ever watch Cuts and Pickers, there's a fellow named Marty on there. And he said to me, "Oh, Karen, this is a bomb." And I don't know why it didn't stick in my brain, but it didn't. I just threw the bomb on my car seat, literally
Yeah.
threw it next to me, and I drove
Well, it
around
wasn't
town
turned
for a couple
on.
of days.
As one does, yeah.
Yeah, I drove around for a few days, and then I thought to myself, gee, I better take that bomb into the police before I go home. So I stopped into the RCMP, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, and I walked
With the
in and I
bomb.
plopped this bomb, and it was about the size of a toilet paper roll. And I plopped it on the counter, and I said to the lady, "Oh, I'm turning in this bomb." And she said, "Pardon me?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm dropping off this bomb." And she said, "Would you back up?" And when she said, "Would you back up?" I knew I was in trouble. And so they took me outside. "Where'd you get the bomb?" And then they quartered off the whole road in yellow tape. They called the bomb squad. They wouldn't let me leave. So I called AL and I said, "Oh, I took a bomb and now they won't let me leave." And he said, "Karen, we know not to touch bombs. Like, what are you doing?" And so I said, "Well, I did. And I brought it in. I'm stuck here." And he said, "Oh, I'll buy you Starbucks, anything you want." And so he brought me Starbucks and sat in the parking lot with me for 2 hours while the bomb squad came and took it away.
Yeah. Hey, Jennifer, quick question. Did you ever dream that you have to have a bomb protocol for any of your shows?
I think I probably thought about just about everything. So yeah,
That's amazing.
yeah, that's
But
probably-
Karen, in your defense, it's like that. Who thinks like there's not a word that says bomb across it, and
That didn't come up
Yeah,
on Wild
I
Kratts?
should have known. It was full of guns. It was full of bullets. It had an American flag folded in a triangle. I should have known. It had clues, but it didn't dawn on me it was a bomb. I don't know why it didn't stick. And
Was
so I
that an
just threw it in my
American
car
joke?
and drove off.
Was that an American joke?
No, not at all. It's just
Of
that's what
course
was
not,
in it. It
guns.
had
There was an
American flag. It
American
had
flag.
some American memorabilia in it,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, well, then there had to be guns.
There
Yeah,
was
I
guns.
like
There
it.
was
Yeah.
a bomb.
Yeah. Well, every time I see a Canadian flag, I look for the syrup. I'm on the East Coast. I love the fact. Plus, that story. The love thing I love about that story is it tells me exactly why this had to be a TV show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
with
really
that
does.
Stuff going on. With that stuff going on, yeah, I'm glad there's a film crew. It's like just catching some of it.
Well, there's so many interesting things that have been found in storage lockers that you don't like. Dolls that have their eyes carved out, right?
Oh, we had the creepiest doll bin ever. Hey, Jennifer,
Right?
the creepiest. They were going to make a horror movie out of it. It was so creepy.
Oh my god!
We
Like,
know
there's so
people
many great
who would use that in their horror movies. We've interviewed horror people.
It just like a whole bin that had been rained on, and the eyeballs were falling off, the head was falling off, and it was literally hundreds of creepy dolls.
If
Oh,
you could
my-
find the space for it, you could open up, since there's such a film industry in Vancouver, you could open up an entire prop shop where you just have big box of dolls with no eyes. And
We do get prop houses purchasing things from us.
Okay, good.
There's a couple of TV shows coming out soon that we're going to watch the TV show just so we can see our stuff.
Yeah, I
That's
mentioned earlier, I grew up in the country. My mom had a curio cabinet. She would collect faceless Amish dolls. And if that doesn't instill like a fear in you, like late at night when you walk to your bedroom in the country, it's dead silent and faceless Amish dolls are staring at you. I don't know what will. So
Yeah.
I think we need to start another show, which is about haunted dolls. I think that'd be amazing.
It was stuff of nightmares. Yep.
I have a
We could get built-
reputation for having headless Barbie dolls, so I
Good
had
for you.
some people help move me to Montreal, and they were like, "Why do you have all these headless Barbie dolls?" And I was like, "Because they could put the heads on, and they might be worth something someday, so I'm hanging on to them, right?" So
Also,
No, I have
they
reputation.
angered you.
that's right.
Did you do a show that involved paranormal? Did I remember that in my research, or was another show that had the same name as one of your shows? Because there was one point I was doing research on you, Jennifer, about your past shows, And I thought one of them had something to do with paranormal stories or paranormal things happening to people. Like it couldn't be me.
Well, I did do so when I produce for a production company, they keep me on to do development in between until another show goes. So I did a lot of paranormal stuff. Yeah,
Okay.
a lot of development. It's a tough area because there's a lot of people doing paranormal, but yeah. So I've done a lot of development in that area. So
We interviewed a paranormal expert, Bill Slevin, one of our early shows, and it was a fascinating show. It was around Halloween. It wasn't intended to be, but it went a lot stronger than I thought it would be. And I grew up with that as an interest. And as an adult, I'm way more. Nothing's real.
But I think Karen stumbled onto a very specific niche that we aren't aware of, which is paranormal storage units, where she comes back with a doll that's I mean, the storage unit thing alone, it's like you got to get a rush when you open it up. Like, what is in here? I have no idea. Oh, cool, a bomb? ? But to have like
it's adrenaline. It really is adrenaline. It really is adrenaline. I mean, sometimes we just get people's household stuff. But the vast majority, you're going to find somebody's life is in there. I think that's what you have to remember about a storage locker. That's somebody's life that they left in there. I mean, we've had a few hooker bins. I could lube myself to Ontario with the amount of stuff that,
we are going to be best friends, Karen.
Yeah, I went there.
I'm leaving that in my head.
That was awesome.
I mean, we've found so many personal massaging devices. My God.
People have back problems all over.
All over the place. My gosh. It's just
this is a relationship show, so we can say
I mean, what do you put in your bedside table? Your Viagra and your personal massaging device,
Hey, Josh, Twitch hasn't sent us a strike yet, have they?
Hey everyone, welcome to Relationships Myths. We are live tonight with Eric.